What's up? It's your boy Carcino here, and let's get into it. This is the truth behind the beef with Master P and everybody's homeboy, Mannie Fresh. Now, Mannie Fresh was doing his thing on the wheels of steel, producing beats. And Mannie is the type of guy that likes to be in the studio 24 hours a day. And he was working with Cash Money Records way back in the day, when a lot of these artists were little kids. You know, they were like 10, 11 years old before they even thought of going to mess with No Limit Records and all that stuff. P wasn't even in town yet. So when P came home and he saw how everybody was moving and the energy level in Houston, and when he started No Limit Records up in New Orleans, and what really got him popping was Ice Cream Man, but he saw where the city was vibing to, and saw the vibe of the people, and knew where the energy level was, and knew that he could make something happen. So he started putting out his tapes. Then he blew up off of the song Bout It, Bout It. One bout it, I think about it, bout it. I think about it. So and I gotta admit, I like the No Limit version about it. And I remember my people down there at Xavier College had the Cash Money version about it. I had never heard it. So I thought Master P, that was the only person that had it. But come to find out, they had Bout It, and then Bout It, Bout It. We Stay Bout It or something like that, and they had it pumping in the streets and made Bout It a common word that people used in New Orleans. I'm Bout It. So once that was in motion, I guess Master P came out with his version about it, and that's what started the beef with Cash Money Records. And it just set a whole new thing in motion. Because now that Master P came in the game, P did something different. P owned his own end when it came to distribution too. He put himself to get a distribution deal. He knew how much a distribution deal was going to cost him. He knew what it was worth. And by him coming in the game with that and making that a possibility, now you're in a situation where you could do some things. You could sign some artists and you can offer them things that the other companies couldn't. And for Mannie Fresh, he was more upset with losing Mac from because Mac was an artist he worked with, and he put together, you know, all the beats and stuff like that. And to lose Mac, who he'd been working with since he was a young kid, and watch him get signed with No Limit, and No Limit doing their thing, you know, that was more hurtful because he always wanted to continue to work with Mac. You know, there's a lot of artists that he had worked with back in the day, but they like, sorry, you know, they got the money. But here's the thing and the dilemma that gets me. When all of this is going on, and all the beef was kicking off, Mannie Fresh didn't say anything. Didn't say nothing. didn't on no beef records? Was he attacking Master P? Was he going off on P? Nothing. Mannie Fresh actually seen this man. Said nothing. Then, all of a sudden, Mystical is no longer with No Limit. No Limit is not what it used to be no more. And you got him working with Mystical. It's turned out to be a bad situation. Because Mystical don't work according to the ways that Mannie Fresh likes. If you know Mystical, if anybody had worked in the studio with him, this is why Mystical didn't have a lot of features on records. He's not the most organized person in structure. He'll take 2 weeks off in a week or in a month to do a song. He'll pop in, and right then and there you better make the record happen, and then he's done. And some people can work with that, other people cannot. KL is probably the only person that knows how he works, because KL don't need Mystical to be there. He just needs he needs Mystical for probably one day. Like, give me 1 or 2 days. You know what I'm saying? Come in here and lay it. I'll work on everything. That's not how Mannie worked. Mannie liked to work with the artist to put certain sound, make sure it sounds right. So he wants you in the studio in there just like he in the studio. And not a lot of people work like that. They don't have the time. So all of a sudden, his big comeback was going to be with Mystical. And everybody was waiting on it. They got a couple of songs done, but Mystical's doing shows, he's doing this. And he thinking, man, P is up to this. P is doing something, like trying to keep this album from coming out or whatever. And just out of the blue, Mannie Fresh at the club gonna grab the microphone and be like, man, F Master P, and tell him I said so. Now, for 16 years, you ain't said a word. Now, all of a sudden, you talking. I don't honor that. I mean, I don't know who else honor that, but I don't honor that. How after 16 years you was quiet as a church mouse, now you want to be vocal because you in the club. I just find that, I don't know why people would even honor something like that. I know I wouldn't. If you wasn't kicking up dust back then, don't kick up dust now, talking about 16 years ago. You better say, man, he took my parking spot outside. You better come with something new. Because other than that, you're going to be looking like a fool. And people go, oh, you just a Master P nut hugger. Well, anytime you say something that don't agree with them. But ask people in New Orleans. Ask anybody around the world. You wait 16 years to say something. You better have been locked up for 16 years. I'm out.